What if I told you that the same thing everyone has been praising you for is slowly wrecking you piece by piece? What if your generosity isn't making you noble? It's making you weak, broke, and invisible. What I'm about to show you goes against everything you've been taught, everything your parents said, everything society celebrates. You will find out to your dismay that those lessons were designed to make you compliant, not powerful. Here's a dark truth only a few men know. Kindness can destroy your character as much as it can build it. And if you've been feeling drained, disrespected, or taken for granted lately, you're about to find out why. Because by the end of this video, you'll see how the world punishes nice guys, and more importantly, how to stop being one of them. Strap in. We are about to begin. 1. You'll expect others to think like you, and they won't. Here's the harsh truth. When you give without limits, you unconsciously start keeping score. You tell yourself you don't expect anything back, but deep down, you do. You expect loyalty, reciprocity, some acknowledgement that you showed up when it mattered. The Stoics understood this trap well. Marcus Aurelius said we must act with virtue for its own sake, not for applause or payback. Why? Because expecting others to match your energy is a setup for resentment. You've trained people to lean on you completely, and now you're shocked when they don't return the favor. But here's the thing. They're not failing you. They're just doing what you should have been doing, managing their own lives. You carried their weight so long they forgot it was theirs to carry. And now you're angry, exhausted, burnt out. Not because they're selfish, but because you gave them permission to be. So what happens? You spiral, frustration, bitterness, a quiet rage that never quite surfaces but poisons everything underneath. And all because you refuse to accept a simple reality. People will only care about you as much as you care about yourself. 2. People will start seeing your help as an obligation. Let me ask you something. When was the last time someone thanked you for doing them a favor? And I mean, really thanked you, not a quick text or a half-hearted thumbs up. Can't remember. That's because you've become predictable. Patterns create expectations, and expectations kill gratitude. The Stoics taught self-discipline through boundaries. Seneca warned against scattering yourself across everyone's problems. Why? Because once you become the go-to guy, you stop being valued. You become expected, a tool in someone else's toolbox. Think about it. You help your friend move. Again, you cover shifts at work. Again, you lend money you'll never see returned. Again. At first, they're grateful, then comfortable, then entitled. And before you know it, your kindness isn't kindness anymore. It's just what you do. This is where being nice becomes dangerous, because when people stop appreciating you, they start using you. And you let them, not because you're weak, but because saying no feels like betrayal. It's not. It's self-respect. And here's the kicker. The moment you finally set a boundary, they'll act shocked, hurt even, like you owe them your energy forever. That's not friendship. That's exploitation with a smile. If this lesson is hitting a nerve, smash a like on this video. And if you happen to be watching from the US, drop a comment. I want to know exactly where this wisdom is landing tonight. 3. Your own goals will vanish into the background. Be honest with yourself for a second. When was the last time you worked on a project that mattered to you alone? Not something for your girlfriend, your boys, your family, but you. If you're struggling to answer that, you've already lost yourself. The Stoics believed in living with purpose, your purpose. Epictetus said we must distinguish between what's ours to control and what isn't, and constantly prioritizing other people's ambitions over your own. That's you surrendering control of your entire life. Here's what really happens. You bury yourself in everyone else's needs because facing your own feels too heavy. Maybe you're avoiding the silence of coming home to an empty apartment. Maybe you hate the mirror when there's no distraction. So you stay busy, you stay useful, you stay needed. But let me tell you something brutal. You're not being generous. You're running. And while you're out solving everyone's problems, who is solving yours? Who is building your future? Who is making sure you're thriving? Nobody. Because you taught them you didn't need help. You taught them you're fine, and now you're drowning while they think you're just fine. Self-care isn't selfish, it's survival. You can't pour from an empty cup, and if you keep giving pieces of yourself away, eventually there'll be nothing left. Not for them, not for you, just exhaustion, regret, and a cold jar of pain. That's 3 down. This next one is where people start losing respect for you entirely. You don't want to miss it. 4. They'll take your kindness for weakness. Let's talk about respect, real respect, not the polite nods or the good guy label. I'm talking about the kind of respect where people think twice before asking you for something, where they value your time, where they don't assume you'll drop everything just because they texted. The Stoics emphasized inner strength and self-command. Setting boundaries wasn't cruelty, it was clarity. When you fail to defend your own time and energy, people interpret that as weakness, and weakness invites disrespect. Here's the pattern. You say yes too often. You make yourself too available. You sacrifice too much. And instead of admiring your generosity, people start seeing you as easy. A pushover. Someone who has no standards or boundaries. So they test you. They ask for bigger favors. They cancel on you at the last minute. They reach out only when they need something and ghost you when they don't. And you let it happen because confrontation feels uncomfortable. But here's what's really uncomfortable. Being the person everyone uses and nobody values. The moment you start saying no, something shifts. Suddenly people hesitate. They consider whether what they're asking is worth your time. They start respecting you not because you're mean, but because you respect yourself. And that is power. 5. You will only attract takers in your life. Energy attracts energy. It's not mystical, it's observable. When you operate from a place of constant giving and depletion, you vibrate at a low frequency. You're tired, resentful, running on fumes, and that energy, it's a beacon for the wrong people. The Stoics understood discernment. They taught us to choose our associations wisely, because not everyone deserves access to you. And when you give indiscriminately, you attract opportunists who smell weakness like blood in the water. Think about your circle right now. How many of those people show up for you the way you show up for them? How many check in when you're struggling? How many help you without being asked? If the answer is not many, or worse, none, then you've built a one-way street. And it's not because you're unlucky, it's because you conditioned people to take, never give. Generous people attract parasites. High-value people attract high-value people. The difference? Boundaries, standards, the willingness to walk away from relationships that drain you. And here's the truth nobody wants to hear. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do is disappoint someone, because protecting your energy isn't selfish, it's necessary. If you're still watching, you're probably recognizing yourself in these patterns. Good. Awareness is the first step. But this next one, it's darker than you think. 6. You might develop destructive coping mechanisms. When you give everything and receive nothing, a void opens up inside you, and that void demands to be filled. For some, it's alcohol, a drink to numb the exhaustion. Then it's 2 drinks. Now it's every night. For others, it's food, gambling, endless scrolling, anything to avoid sitting with the reality that you've been running yourself into the ground for people who wouldn't do the same for you. The Stoics taught self-mastery and temperance, not as some lofty ideal, but as protection against self-destruction. Because when you lack balance in giving, you'll seek balance elsewhere, and it's usually in the worst places. Here's what happens. Someone close to you notices, maybe they mention you seem off, and your immediate reaction: defensiveness, anger, denial. Because admitting you have a problem means admitting you've been wrong about everything, but that person cares about you. They see what you can't, and ignoring them doesn't make the problem disappear. It makes it worse. Scarcity breeds addiction. When your life is defined by what you lack, time, energy, appreciation, you become desperate to fill that gap. And desperation doesn't choose healthy outlets. So pay attention, because the price of being too kind isn't just emotional. It's physical, it's mental, it's the slow erosion of who you are until you don't recognize yourself anymore. 7. You'll become invisible to the people who actually matter. Here's something nobody talks about. When you're busy being everyone's savior, you become nobody's priority. Think about it. The woman you want, she's not looking for the man who is always available, always agreeable, always there for everyone. She's looking for the man who's selective with his time, the one people have to earn access to. The Stoics understood presence and scarcity. Marcus Aurelius didn't make himself available to every citizen in Rome. He protected his time, his energy, his focus. Why? Because value comes from scarcity, not abundance. But you're everywhere for everyone, and that makes you nowhere for anyone. Here's what happens while you're running around playing local Superman: the people you actually want in your life, the valuable friends, the high-quality woman who should inspire you, the mentors who could elevate you, they're not even noticing you. Because you chose to blend into the background. You're the nice guy, the helper, the one who's always around. And people don't chase what's always available, they chase what's rare. Your boss doesn't see promotion material when you say yes to everything. He sees someone who's comfortable where they are. That woman doesn't see relationship potential. She sees a friend, a backup plan, someone she can always dump anything on. Snap out of that circus now. Being everyone's option makes you no one's choice. The men who command respect, who attract quality people, who build lives worth living, they're not the most giving, they're the most discerning. They make people work to be in their circle. They create value through boundaries. So, while you're busy being nice to everyone, you're becoming invisible to the people who could actually change your life. And that's the cruelest punishment of all. Not that people use you, but that the right people never even see you. Now let's talk about how to protect yourself. You've seen the damage. Now here's the defense. First, listen to your body and mind. The Stoics practiced relentless self-awareness. They knew that feelings are data. So when you feel drained, angry, or used after helping someone, that's not ingratitude. That's your mind warning you that you've overextended yourself. Helping people should feel good, fulfilling, light. If it feels like a burden, you've crossed the line from kindness into self-destruction. Stop ignoring the signals. Your exhaustion is trying to tell you something. Second, master the word no. This is where most men fail. They think no is harsh, selfish, mean. It's not. It's honest. Seneca wrote that saying yes to everything means saying no to yourself. Your time is finite, your energy is limited, and every time you say yes to someone else's demand, you're saying no to your own priorities. Practice it. Out loud, in the mirror if you have to. No, I can't do that. No, that doesn't work for me. No, it gets easier. And the moment you start using it, something incredible happens. People start respecting you because you've just shown them that your time has value. Third, guard your time like it's sacred, because it is. Block out time every day or every week that belongs to you. Not your girlfriend, not your boys, you. Time to train, read, think, create, rest, whatever fills your tank. And when someone asks for your help during that time, refer back to point 2. Say no. Offer an alternative time if you want. But make it clear, this time is non-negotiable. Self-discipline isn't about punishing yourself. It's about protecting yourself. And if you don't protect your time, nobody else will. Fourth, identify and distance yourself from energy vampires. You know exactly who I'm talking about. The friend who only calls when they need something, the family member who drains you with endless complaints but never listens to you, the co-worker who dumps their work on you and takes credit for your effort. The Stoics taught that we become like those we spend time with. So ask yourself, are these people making you better or just making you exhausted? If it's the latter, create distance. You don't owe everyone access to your energy. And trying to help people who refuse to help themselves, that's not kindness, that's enabling. Cut the dead weight now. Protect your circle, because the quality of your life is determined by the quality of your relationships. Here's the bottom line. Kindness without boundaries isn't virtue. It's self-sabotage. The Stoics understood balance. Too little generosity makes you cold and isolated. Too much makes you weak and exploited. The answer isn't to stop being kind. It's to be kind strategically, selectively, intentionally. Give to people who value it. Set limits with people who don't. And above all, never sacrifice your own well-being on the altar of someone else's convenience. Because here's what most people won't tell you. The world doesn't reward nice guys. It rewards strong men. Men who know their worth. Men who give from abundance, not desperation. Men who can say no without guilt and yes without resentment. Be that man. If you made it this far, you already know something's got to change. So here's what I need from you. Smash that like button. Because there are countless men out there right now getting walked over in the name of kindness, and this video might be the wake-up call that saves him. Remember, you can be kind and strong, generous and respected, helpful and self-preserving, but only if you protect yourself first. Because you can't light the way for others if you've burned yourself out. Stay strong, stay sharp, and I'll see you in the next one.